Most people don't realize this, but the garlic sitting in your kitchen right now can turn into years of free garlic. Not next season, not after buying special tools, and not by ordering expensive seed garlic from catalogs. Just regular store-bought garlic. The reason so many gardeners believe this doesn't work is not because grocery store garlic is incapable of growing, but because garlic operates on a completely different timeline than most garden crops. Garlic doesn't respond to urgency, and it doesn't reward rushing. Each clove is already a complete plant, storing energy that was built up over an entire growing season. When garlic fails, it's almost always because it was planted too late, planted into warm soil, crowded too tightly, or pushed with fertilizer in an attempt to speed things up. Garlic doesn't want speed. It wants alignment with the seasons. Once you understand that garlic follows temperature and daylight more than anything else, it becomes one of the most reliable, low-effort crops you can grow, even when starting from something as ordinary as a grocery store bulb. When choosing garlic at the store, you're not shopping for perfection or appearance. You're shopping for viability and stored energy. A good bulb should feel firm, dense, and heavy for its size, with tight skins and no soft or damp spots. That heaviness matters because it tells you the clove still has stored carbohydrates to fuel early root growth. Avoid garlic that feels hollow, papery, moldy, or mushy because those cloves are already breaking down internally. One of the biggest misconceptions around garlic is sprouting. Many people see green shoots and assume the garlic is old or unusable, but for planting, sprouted garlic is often better. That green shoot means the clove is alive, active, and ready to grow. Garlic that has been heavily treated to prevent sprouting often stays dormant longer and may struggle to establish in cool soil, especially when planted late. Sprouted garlic has already broken dormancy, which gives it a real advantage in late winter planting. The only garlic you truly want to avoid is garlic that's soft, slimy, or moldy. Firm cloves with visible sprouts are ideal, and one rule outweighs nearly everything else. Bigger cloves produce bigger bulbs. Small cloves don't magically catch up later. If you want a worthwhile harvest, always plant the largest cloves and use the smaller ones in the kitchen. Timing is where garlic separates patient gardeners from frustrated ones. Garlic is not a spring crop in the usual sense, even though much of its visible growth happens in spring. What garlic actually needs is cold exposure, called vernalization, to trigger proper bulb formation. Traditionally, garlic is planted in fall so it can overwinter and resume growth as temperatures warm. But missing fall planting does not mean garlic is off the table. Late winter planting still works, and February is a legitimate planting window in many regions. If the soil can be worked, garlic can be planted. Garlic planted late may not grow bulbs as large as fall-planted garlic, but it will still form true bulbs rather than staying leafy. In colder climates, planting as early as the soil can be worked gives garlic maximum exposure to cool temperatures. In moderate climates, late winter to early spring planting is common. In warmer regions, garlic may behave more like green garlic, but it still produces usable harvests. The key idea to remember is simple. Garlic responds to soil temperature, not calendar dates. Cool soil tells garlic to build roots and prepare for bulbing later, while warm soil tells it the window is closing. Waiting for perfect weather almost always does more harm than planting early. Because garlic spends most of its life underground, soil preparation plays a bigger role than feeding the plant later. Garlic dislikes compacted soil and standing water, because bulb formation requires oxygen and steady moisture, not saturation. Loose, well-drained soil allows cloves to root deeply and bulbs to expand evenly without stress. You don't need complicated amendments or synthetic fertilizers. Loosening the soil about 6 inches deep and incorporating compost if you have it is enough. High nitrogen fertilizers are a common mistake because they push leaf growth instead of bulb development. Garlic wants steady, balanced nutrition over time, not a surge. When planting, separate the bulb into individual cloves right before planting so they don't dry out. Leave the papery skins intact because they protect the clove underground. Plant each clove with the pointed end up and the flat end down, about 2 inches deep and spaced 4 to 6 inches apart. Crowding garlic forces competition and limits bulb size. After planting, water lightly to settle the soil and apply mulch if possible. Mulch plays an outsized role in garlic success by moderating soil temperature, conserving moisture, and reducing weed pressure during garlic's slow early growth phase. After planting, one of the hardest parts of growing garlic is doing nothing. Garlic often spends weeks growing roots before it sends up any shoots, especially in cold weather. Seeing bare soil for a long time is normal and not a sign of failure. Once shoots appear, growth may seem slow at first, then steadily increase as days lengthen. Garlic doesn't need constant attention. Water during extended dry spells, avoid overwatering, and resist the urge to fertilize repeatedly. If garlic is planted late, bulbs may be smaller, but that does not mean the crop failed. Garlic harvested young can be used as green garlic, which has a fresh, mild flavor and is prized in cooking. If you let garlic mature fully, the lower leaves will begin to yellow as bulbs finish forming. Garlic is ready to harvest when roughly 1/3 of the leaves have turned yellow, while the rest remain green. Harvest too early and bulbs stay small. Harvest too late and bulbs split and store poorly. One of the most helpful ways to understand garlic is to picture what's happening underground, while nothing seems to be happening above the soil. In the first weeks after planting, garlic isn't focused on leaves at all. It's building a root system. Those roots anchor the plant and determine how large the bulb can eventually become. If roots are weak or shallow early on, the plant never fully recovers later, no matter how much fertilizer is added. Cool soil encourages this root-first behavior, which is why early planting matters so much. As temperatures slowly rise and days lengthen, garlic shifts its energy upward. The roots are already established, and now the plant begins producing leaves. Each healthy green leaf you see above ground corresponds to a protective wrapper layer around the bulb below. More healthy leaves mean more layers and a better formed bulb. This is why stress early in the season, from compaction, drought, or overfeeding, shows up months later at harvest. Garlic carries a memory of its early conditions all season long. Over time, garlic becomes more than just another crop. One bulb becomes 6 to 12 cloves. Each clove becomes a new bulb. If you save your largest bulbs each year for replanting, garlic becomes completely self-sustaining. No catalogs, no yearly purchases, no dependency. Just planting, harvesting, saving, and repeating on the plant's schedule, not yours. This is exactly how garlic has been grown for generations. Once you understand that rhythm, garlic stops feeling complicated and starts feeling dependable.